trying to put some dynamics in there.
It's updating.
It's coming, people. Wait for it. It's going to be amazing.
It's almost there. So,
what's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here, and this is the new Incursion Paradise Lost. So this is going to be coming out tomorrow. This is an incursion. Now, this is the very first one for the Division 2. Now, in the Division 1, we did have 4 different incursions. Now, what an incursion is typically best known as a 4-person raid. You're going to have different areas throughout a mission with different main bosses and different mechanics or puzzles to complete each area. Now, you're going to have a final boss, and it typically comes with its own storyline. And there it is right there, Incursion Paradise Lost. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewind all of this and let you hear from the developers themselves. They're going to give you all of the details you need to know, including what kind of builds they think you should be running. They're also going to talk about what the chances are of getting the new exotic that is exclusive to this incursion, and so much more. Now, there is matchmaking, and there is other questions that they answered at the end of this special report. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play the whole thing for you. That way you have all the incursion details you need to know today. And tomorrow I will be live streaming my attempt to do the incursions world first. So wish us luck. I'll be there tomorrow live streaming here on YouTube, and we'll try to defeat this incursion and try to see if we can get our plaque there at the base of ops. We'll see. I'm not going to promise anything, but I know it's going to be a lot of fun either way. So I hope you enjoy all of this breakdown from today's special report. Again, I'm Kamikazevondoom. You're about to watch Yannick and Daria talk about the new incursion, Paradise Lost. And again, this will come out tomorrow. So I hope you enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. All right. Like they say, roll that footage.
Closer to the most exciting part of this live stream. It's the incursion. Right. We won't talk about this for now. I think we need to let people watch the trailer first.
Okay.
And then we'll go into all the details about it.
This is Mackenzie Merritt. We need help. Cleaners have taken the Merritt estate. We need the division. Careful, agents. That tanker can blow at any minute. Stop the lovebirds.
Whoa, this is so exciting. Oh my god. I mean, as an avid Division 1 fan, I'm so excited for incursions coming back to Division 2.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about fire for this season, and this has been also the theme of the incursion. So, should we explain what incursions are?
I think we should, yeah.
Yeah, because again, we keep talking about it, but not everybody was here during the days of Division 1. But incursions is basically, amongst the most challenging content that we have in the game. It's for groups of 4 players, and it's tough. It's going to be tougher than legendary missions. In some ways, potentially tougher than the raids, at least the raids as they are today, because people, speedrun those now in a few minutes. So the incursion is going to be it's been built and balanced with the top tier players in mind today to try to offer a bit of a challenge. So it will take coordination, it will take the proper build, it will take strategy and communication for the players to actually beat all the different combats and challenges that this incursion is going to present.
And this one is quite different from what we had in Division 1. I do not really want to go into too many details, but I think that it's fair to say that it feels a bit more like a raid rather than the incursions that we had in Division 1.
Yeah, I think it's... So we wanted to have some difference between incursion and raid. It's not just a raid for 4 players. There's a bit of a difference where it's a bit more about your builds and your team composition, and sometimes a bit less about solving puzzles, which the raids have a lot. There are a few puzzles, and of course the boss mechanics definitely require a lot of strategy. But yeah, it's a bit more about almost a bit more of an RPG challenge of having the builds to really face the lethality of the space. And then if I can give a comparison, because we had 4 incursions in Division 1, so it can mean very different things depending on which ones you played. But of course, our inspirations were more the later ones. So Dragon's Nest and Stolen Signal were the ones we took from, which were a bit lengthier, with more combats and actual mid-bosses and then final bosses. So that's what we built on when we say, inspired from incursions in Division 1. We definitely took the inspiration from the later ones, not the earlier ones.
Yeah, and of course we already mentioned the new exotic that is going to be exclusive for this specific incursion that is called I cannot pronounce it for the life of me.
Ouroboros.
So this giant...
Just say Ouroboros.
Yeah, Ouroboros. Sorry, this giant snake. But this is a very cool exotic SMG. And it's not a guaranteed drop.
No.
You're gonna only have a 10% chance.
On a weekly basis.
Yeah. Yes.
So the way it works is it's a bit like the raid, but basically there's a chest that you can only open once a week. In that chest, you have 10% chances to get the Ouroboros. If you do not get it, well, you will have to wait for next week to have a chance to open it again and to get the Ouroboros. But the Ouroboros can also, I've said Ouroboros a lot, can also drop from the bosses you will have in the incursion, and that all the time, not on a weekly basis, at a lower rate, at 1%. So basically, once a week, you have increased chances to get it, but you can, farm the incursion if you want for a chance to get it, regardless of the weekly reset.
So the completion reward only available once a week, but if you want to replay it, you will still have a 1% chance to drop it from the bosses.
Mm-hmm.
And as you've seen this time around, we are going against cleaners. These lovely birds here are called lovebirds.
Yes.
They're actually a couple, but the rest of their story is for you to discover.
And one thing I would say on this incursion is similarly to what we've been doing a lot lately, is that there's a story behind it, and it has ties with the main story of our seasons. For those of you that are story nerds on Division 2, well, you will see that there are actually connections. We are going to the Meret estate, and Meret, of course, is a name that should ring a bell to people that have played a lot of Division 1 and 2. That's this fashion brand that you see everywhere. So this is the estate of the wealthy family that is behind that. And without giving spoilers, in this estate, you're going there to rescue the civilians. Now that the estate, which was turned into a settlement, has been taken over by the cleaners. So you're going there to rescue the civilians, among which is the leader of the settlement, and that leader is Mackenzie Meret, and she's the heir to the Meret fortune, in a way. And that's a character that we may learn more about in the future.
Super exciting. And of course, for all the speedrunners out there, we are gonna be giving social media call-outs to those of you who would be lucky enough to beat it first. I don't know, in the group of 4, 3, solo. It's probably impossible, but who knows?
Solo is gonna be tough. So you don't need 4 players. You can perfectly start the incursion with less players if you want to. Now you should know that solo is probably gonna be hard just because of the mechanics of some of the fights in there. So I would recommend you at least have 2 players to go there.
Yeah, I think it's impossible on solo.
I mean,
probably people gonna find a way. But
on paper it's impossible, but the community can surprise us sometimes. So maybe they will find a way to beat it. But on paper it should be impossible to defeat it solo. That's not a challenge. That's just mechanically. That's the way it is. But with 2 players, though, it's going to be really tough. But at least mechanically, there's nothing that should really prevent you from completing it with 2 players.
Yeah, the next thing we know is people tweeting about how they spend 24 hours trying to beat it.
I mean, you should definitely go with 4 players on your first try.
Yeah. Please do not sacrifice sleep in order to beat Incursion. I know it's tempting. I know, believe me, but... But yeah, I'm super excited to see who's going to be able to beat it first, on which platform, which country, how fast, but...
Not too fast, please.
Not too fast, yeah.
We've put a lot of work into it. It would be nice if it lasts for a couple hours before someone beats it.
Is it possible to matchmake an incursion like in Division 1?
Yes. Yes. This is not a raid. You will be able to matchmake for the incursion.
Can we play Incursion Solo? I mean, we partially answered that one. I mean, you can try.
Yeah. There's nothing preventing you from doing it. But if you manage to beat the Incursion Solo legit, do tell us.
I mean, we'll be able to track it through the telemetry data, so even if you tell us lies, we'll know. The Incursion is going to be paid? No, it's free.
No, it's for level 40, so you need to own Warlords of New York, as usual. But as long as you own Warlords of New York and you're level 40, you can go there. It's not paid content.
How many bosses? Do we want to disclose that now, or do we want people to discover that on their own?
You'll have to play it to find out.
I mean, we showed a few hints with the screenshots
More
and
than
the key
one.
art, so, I mean, you can try and guess. Or wait until tomorrow. Can you play as a group of 6? No, it's only available for 4 players, just as the Incursions in the Division 1. Is Incursion DPS based? Not really.
No, it's we really approached it thinking of roles. So if you're going there with a full DPS team, I mean, I have no doubt that 6 months from now people will be able to breeze through it. But if you're going there tomorrow with a full DPS team, you're probably going to be in trouble.
But try and let us know.
Yeah.
Lead by experience. Will incursions be a yearly thing or seasonal or just one-time thing?
Well, let's see how the one goes tomorrow. It's just, we talk about incursions as a concept. It's coming back to the Division 2. We've made one. If you folks like it, if you're having fun and if you want more, let us know.
And that's it for incursions. There are a few questions about the apparel